It's time. It's time for the show.
It's 4:20.
It's 4:20 Mountain Standard Time on Monday. Welcome.
Woo.
You're about to get highly educated with the Cannabis Closet Potcast with CannaQueen and MJ. This is an adult content show with no limitations on subject, language, or actions. Opinions, views, and expressions may or may not be that of the hosts, their guests, their subsidiaries. Please note that we are not medical physicians, nor are we attorneys, and any information shared is based solely on our personal research and knowledge. Thanks for rolling up and showing up. Enjoy the show. What's up, everybody?
What up? What up?
Let me
I
sit
just
back.
Put my feet up. It's
Oh,
perfect. It's like
God.
the perfect height.
Oh, yeah, it's all good right here. Oh,
Can't see them.
can't see.
They're up.
It's fine.
I'm gonna try this good times.
You're gonna try it.
I'm gonna try it.
We had good times on a few shows ago. This is the Java shot that I didn't try because I don't like Javas.
I do,
But she does. So she's here today, and we'll make sure we tag good times in the comments so they know how's on first.
Not bad.
On first. Here we go. Flavor.
Wow. I mean, it's sweet for me because I'm not a big sugar person, but but the flavor is delicious. It's like any cold coffee drink.
Cold brew.
Yeah.
Is there like an after flavor?
Nope.
Nice.
Nope. Just like your coffee would be, your cold coffee would be.
Do you think that's because coffee has a bitterness of its own?
It's definitely it's not that. The like I said, the sugar is the overwhelming flavor for me here.
Well, I just mean that is that why you think there's not like an aftertaste with it? Oh, you think coffee is just a good.
I think it's a good coffee, and I don't think there's no green flavor. Like it's not trying to cover it up. But it is it's good. I mean, I would definitely add some oat milk to this over ice and
nice.
Chug away.
See, there you go. Make a chai, and I will also.
Oh, I didn't shake it up.
Should we have shaken it up?
Probably.
Maybe. We have 2 more. We can try again later.
Yeah, no funky after taste. It's nice and nicely flavored as far as coffee drinks go.
Dope.
We'll see how how it affects me.
Right.
I've got I don't know, little bits of edible don't intend to.
Yeah, yeah, but this doesn't go through your gastrointestinal system.
So it'll be interesting to see if I'll get a different effect.
Yeah, because it attaches to the stomach lining. I mix my espresso with RSO, so you can't taste it. Oh, okay, see, there you go. So I wonder if it's the flavor of the coffee that just is a really good
just assistant to not
right.
Well,
oh my God.
Let's see, what time is it?
It is 4:20 something.
4:20.
Let's just get right into the show. We had a great time this weekend.
As you can see, we're very chill. And because we had a great time this weekend.
Because we had such a great time this weekend. We did a couple of things. We went to a concert on Saturday. Well, would you call it a concert or a show?
Right? Is there a difference? I mean, is it the numbers? Is it the location?
What do y'all think is the difference between a concert and a show?
Is it the genre?
No, I don't think it's the genre, but it could be the location.
Location.
But
size.
Also, is it about the band, or is it about like it does a popular band put on a concert and a neighborhood band put on a show?
See, that's why I feel like it's a more of a location size.
I feel like that too. Because I feel like you could put on a concert. I think it's about size of the audience and size of the venue. Mm-hmm. Those two things.
Because more shows are more intimate.
Right. And I felt there wasn't intimacy there, even though it was a decent.
It's a pretty big size venue
for an indoor venue.
The way that they have their levels structured out, it really does allow for a lot of viewable space without being.
Yeah, it's kind
that
of.
That was my first time there, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to Ogden Theater. Shout out Ogden Theater. Shout out to the floor security at Ogden Theater. Holla.
We had the perfect spot. I don't know if we should even mention.
So there's no.
If you can grab it, if you can grab it,
if you can grab it.
It's just has to be 2 people.
4 people.
Yeah,
could fit there.
Yeah,
we were on the wall. And it was like there's like it was the first floor, but there's like it was like in between like the lower level of the first floor,
the dance floor, and then the step up.
Yeah, so we were there, and then there's this like yellow line of demarcation that goes around the whole venue,
keeps
basically
against the balcony.
And the security people were coming up and like pushing people into that. They were like, if you're not in there, you got to keep going, right? But they never said anything to us.
It was a safety walkway, or keep the area clear. But yeah, we were tucked up against the wall.
Yep.
And they didn't say one thing. At first, I thought it was just because it was me and you, and we were cute. And
but then another couple
and
joined
then the
us.
couple joined us. Although I did kept bumping that dude, but you know what? Like,
it's a concert.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You can get over it.
You can step back. We were here first.
So we went to see Twiddle. If you don't know who Twiddle is, definitely look them up. Jam band type, but definitely amazing musicians. The whole band.
I love.
Good
seeing them.
Chill, like nice chill vibes. Their music always makes me feel something.
With great energy, though. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like it was just all chill. Like they were definitely
Thank you.
Brought in a little rock vibe, just made me want to like get down and like.
Yeah. So, be in jam band fashion, there were lots of long musical riffs. But because everybody there is fucking high. But I mean, you're either stoned on cannabis or you're taking some other type of psychedelic at those shows. So the long riffs are actually quite nice. I can't do shroomies 2 days in a row, so we made a decision this weekend.
Right.
And we chose my actual birthday.
Yes.
Which was yesterday. But at the concert, we had a really good time. They did not care or seem to care if we very quietly smoked. Nobody stopped us from doing that. But they would not let anybody stand in front of us, which was very nice.
We had unobstructed view. 2 short girls that are shorter than they feel.
Somebody told me I was short the other day, and I was like,
"Hey, what?"
No. He said, he said, "Hey," to his friend. He said, "Hey, remember that little girl we met?" He didn't call me a little girl, but did he call me short or little? He called me a little gangster is what he called me. So second part, fine. And I looked at him. I said little, but he's like 6'1,000,000. He's like 6'4" for sure. So to him, but I'm a whole foot shorter than him at least.
Yeah.
And also I am short. I'm 5'4", but I also present at least 5'6".
Same.
I present at least 5'6". You can't tell me I don't. So, so twice I made eye contact with the lead singer of Twiddle. I met him years ago through a friend of mine in Durango. I did a dab with Mihaly, and he's super down to earth, dope dude. And so then on Saturday night, we were waiting in line to go in. Doors had just opened. We were chilling, and nobody seemed to like really notice him. So and another band member was with him. We were all standing against the wall, and everybody was really like focused on going inside. Now, I don't know about towards the end of the line if people started noticing him, but he was walking towards the tour bus. And I was, of course, like everybody else in America, I was here in the world, not just America. I was here, and I felt like we were going to be moving. So I put my phone down and I look up and I see him and I just smile real big. I just put a big smile across my face and I was like this. I was just like a real low, like this. And he smiled back at me and was like that. And so that was the first time. And then after the concert, we went and got Taco Bell.
We did.
Oh, so good.
It was a whole story.
That's a story. We'll get to it. But we came back because we wanted to get a picture of the sign, the Ogden sign that said Twiddle. Twiddle is this is their last tour for a while. So, or maybe forever. I don't know. But they're not going to be touring again for some time. And so like I had to go see them. And they played the 10th and the 11th. And we went on the 11th. And so anyways, we're coming back to take a picture of the sign, and he is on the corner, presumably getting ready to walk over to the 7-Eleven. And I just roll my window down and I yell out at him, great show, Mihaly. It was so epic, whatever I said. And then we went and took a picture of the sign. We didn't bother him anymore. But I mean, it's so amazing. Made eye contact with that man twice. He's just a dope artist. So we have some of the pictures. We'll talk around it. So this is the picture we went back to. Well, this is mine. You have a couple also.
Mine looks just like that one.
Okay.
I have a couple, but one of them looks just like that one.
So yeah. So this is the picture, Twiddle and Eggy. They were pretty good too. They jammed out.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. So I think they just joined them. I was trying to find them to tag them on a post as well.
Is this? Oh no, this is.
I do have a picture of the bus where everyone was signing the bus.
Is that on here?
I was probably
no, it didn't attach. Okay.
I can try to.
The light shows were amazing.
The lights were.
This is Mihaly.
It was made for some really good pictures as well.
It did. Yeah, it did. Follow me on Instagram. So yeah, it was an amazing show. I had such a good time. There's a wide shot.
Even if you don't think that you've never heard Twiddle, or if you think that you've never, you probably have. They do, a couple of songs that I didn't realize because I am not the music person. That I know, I didn't realize that was the,
Yeah. It was so awesome. It was so much fun. And then then towards the end,
that's both the bands together.
Yeah. So this is the lead singer of Eggy. They all came out. They all came out to play some instrument or do something for the last little bit. It was pretty awesome. It was really a lot of fun. And then we ate Taco Bell and we went to bed at 4 a.m. It was fantastic. Taco Bell. So I'm not a patient person. I mean, people who know me know that. I'm not. But that night I was in a vibe. I was in a whole vibe. So we were like, let's go to Taco Bell. So we go, it's like 1 a.m. It's like 1 a.m. And we go and get in line at Taco Bell, and it is long, and it is taking a very long time. It's taking a very long time.
People were leaving, and people were pulling out.
Trying to. One person thought they were going to leave, but they were in front of me, and I was like, well, I'm not moving. And so if you can't maneuver around me. So
patience.
We
were like being patient. We're
super
just
chill vibe.
Enjoying the.
But I wasn't really paying attention, and I thought people were just driving past it. So the box didn't light up. The order box, it didn't light up, and I thought people were just driving past it. I didn't even hear the guy. He was super loud when I heard him finally. But I thought we're just going, and so I just went, and then I heard him say to the person behind me, "Can I take your order?" And I was like, "Fuck."
I
didn't even stop for a second. My patience was only to be in line. It wasn't.
Once I were at the box, like, nope, we're going forward. We'll talk to them at the window. It'll be fine.
Well, it was fine.
It was fine.
We held up the line for 15 minutes, probably.
It was not fine for the people behind us.
No, they were not happy with us, probably. But it's okay. We got some tacos. And if you have not had their Cinnabon bites, I just don't even...
It is worth a trip to Taco Bell just for those. But
holler, y'all should make them in 6-packs.
Yeah.
Because it goes from it goes from like how many can you order at a time?
2 per order.
2 or super aggressive 12. 2 or 12.
Right. It's like, I guess we could order.
I mean, you could have ordered. I could have ordered 3 orders of 2, but that doesn't sound like fun at all. So I just went with 12.
They gave us an option of 12.
So I mean, I just went with one of the options. Those I think took the longest to cook, and everybody had to wait for us, but they were delicious. And they have like the Cinnabon sauce, the cream in the inside,
like a donut hole.
It's like a cinnamon donut with a creamy Cinnabon inside. Fucking delicious. Fucking delicious. Then what happened? I got 4 hours of sleep and I woke up at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. Well, my mom called me at 1 a.m. while we were in line at Taco Bell to wish me a happy birthday. That was nice.
There was a time change, which is also why we went to sleep.
We also, because it would have been 3. But we also were sitting in the car when it happened. When the time went from 1:59 to 3 o'clock. This one, why is it going to take us an hour and a half to get home?
I forgot there was time change. I was like, what is going on?
Because it said it was going to we weren't getting home till like 3:30.
And it was at that time still
and
like
it was
1:15.
Like
and I was like, what? What? Is there an accident on the interstate? For y'all that are tuning in, this is the Cannabis Closet Potcast. Just recapping our weekend for CannaQueen's birthday.
Hello.
It's a chill sesh today. We're just chilling and talking about what we did. And
I can barely move.
I know. Are you looking for a lighter?
Yeah.
Good. There's one right here.
Okay.
My back is out of whack. I can tell you that for sure. I've been trying to get it to relax all day.
We were on our feet all weekend.
Walking around.
What's up, Lil Bobby Customs?
Woo! You missed the pictures of Twiddle and the breakdown.
It was great. We just talked about Twiddle and how amazing it was. So make sure you do a rewind later. And also just follow my Instagram. I posted a bunch of pictures of us this weekend.
I got lots of they're all living on my camera.
Yeah.
I'll share them. So, yeah.
I tagged you. You can collab with people now. So if you just have to accept my collaboration and it'll show up on your page. So for breakfast on my birthday, I had a Lou Malnati's pizza. And it was so good.
For those that do not know what Lou Malnati's is, it's a Chicago deliciousness.
Chicago style pizza. People who have been to Chicago or who live in Chicago have preferences about what's the best pizza. I'm not going to argue with you about it. It's Lou Malnati's. Hands down, it's Lou Malnati's. And let me tell you why. Beer battered crust.
It's special.
They're the only ones that do it. And it tastes different. It's good.
It holds different.
And the seasoning on the crust, you can taste, the crust tastes different. It's fucking delicious. Mm-hmm. And that's, you can try to argue about it, but you are wrong if you don't think it's Lou Malnati's.
If you can't get to Chicago, you can order it.
Yeah, so you can order it on tastes with an S of Chicago.com. They'll send it to you with dry ice. Use gloves.
With a whole bunch of other options. I was looking at that catalog, and it's a cost.
It's a smorgasbord.
It's worth if you're wanting to celebrate or do something special. It's fun little site to look through.
Mm-hmm. And if you love food from Chicago, and I love food from Chicago, if I lived in Chicago, I would eat out every day. YouTube lost its signal. It doesn't show that on this side.
Huh.
So I don't know what's going on, but I hope y'all are still here. So we had Lou Malnati's pizza for breakfast, and we had Portillo's Italian beef for dinner.
Dude, so good.
And for lunch today. So delicious. All good here. So it might have been just on here. Yeah.
We had boba smoothies too.
And we had boba smoothies today.
Delicious.
So yesterday for my birthday, we went to Meow Wolf in Denver. Shout out, holler. It was fun. We had a good time. We got some chocolate bars, some mushy chocolate bars, and we went to Meow Wolf. I could have taken more, but I felt like happy in public with the amount that I took too.
Yes, it was a teeter totter of am I and not
yeah.
And so it was fun. It was great. It was a great time. Oh, we did not get any pictures of us in the freaking scarf tube. That will live in my memory forever. But no one recorded it, got it on camera because we were laughing, because we were the ones in the tube not taking the pictures.
Yeah. So we went to Meow Wolf, and I wore this like scarf thing. I think it's over there somewhere.
It is.
I wore this scarf thing, and it's hollow on the in the center, so it's like
a tube.
It's a tube. And I got it at Meow Wolf in Santa Fe probably 2 years ago. 2 years ago, right? Yeah. So I got it there, and I wore it yesterday because we were on the mushy train, and I thought it would be funny. And so I wore it. And we walked in, and he goes, "Hey, look at that. It's vintage." And I thought, is he calling me vintage?
Excuse me.
Because he said it like 3 times, y'all, to my face. And I was like, yeah, I'm vintage. And he was like, the Tubi. And I was like, oh. He goes, we don't sell those anymore. So he's talking about this scarf thing that I was wearing. They don't sell them anymore. But I thought he was talking about me. I was like, vintage is good.
And so, y'all, the thing is you put your face in one end, and someone puts their face in at the other end, and it's like you can see each other through the tube. You're pulled out far, and it was hilarious. Not on anything.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
When she was telling me, you showed me before we went anywhere, and I about died laughing. Just in that moment. So it was hilarious, and it added to the day.
I don't get why people go to places like Meow Wolf and then see people like us having a good damn time and not hurting anybody and mean mug us all fucking day. It's not my fault you decided to have children and then bring them here with you.
Or even those 2 girls. Like, I have a picture of these girls like straight mean mugging. And I mean,
they were so mean mugging so hard.
I was taking a picture of her. I wasn't even realizing
like,
that
get
there
out
were
of the shot,
girls
bitch.
There, I guess. Maybe
I didn't notice them there, but that's because, again,
we're at a public museum. Like,
was in my own little world with you. Yeah. Like, we were in this world, like, we created ourselves. And I could barely pick my feet up. So I don't even want to, but they were mean mugging us so hard.
It's great. It's like we caught them doing something bad, and they were like, "Get out of here!" It was.
But they actually caught us aggressive. Doing something bad, but we didn't. We didn't do nothing bad.
We didn't do nothing wrong.
This is my third eye cap for anybody wondering. I got this yesterday at Meow Wolf. I love it.
It's so cute.
So we're there though. Okay, so we get there. So why is CannaQueen mad today? Let me tell you, I got a reason. We get there, and they check our tickets and everything, and then they tell us, they said, there are some, they tell us on the elevator, actually.
Yeah.
They tell us on the elevator that we're about to enter a new universe or whatever world. And there are some, what'd she call them? She called them something.
Whatever, inhabitants
people. Of the world. She didn't, I don't know what she said.
Whatever, what she basically them. Employees.
They had their own name for the characters. But anyways, they're employees that are dressed up throughout the experience. And they're like doing things like playing guitar or like chilling and talking or whatever, but they're part of the scenery, right? So and then there are others there that are working there that are kind of like security. So they have like the yellow vest on. They're not part of the world. They're part of the museum, whatever.
Or they're
the
security. They're like the handlers, maybe.
Right. Okay. So we're having a good time. We're cracking up. I'm crying because I'm laughing so much. It is a good time. And we see, you guys ever see what is it called? 12 Monkeys or something? What is that movie called? With Bruce Willis?
That's it.
Kind of like that. Or isn't that the one with Chris Tucker in it too? Yes. Where all they have. Anyways, there's these two. I'm going to show you. There's these two chicks and they're sitting on a car. And you'll see the picture. You'll see the disappointment that we are about to receive. Okay, so these two chicks right here, the two sitting on the car, obviously dressed the part, are part of the scenery. They're sitting on an actual interactive piece of art in the facility. And then next to them is the yellow shirt person, and that person is like the handler or whatever. Obviously not security, because who are you going to beat up?
Well, and anyway, so they never said do not take pictures
on
of
the other
these characters.
They said don't touch them.
They said do not touch them because touching that people.
They didn't say we couldn't take pictures. They didn't say we had to ask permission. They didn't say none of that. Okay, they just said don't touch the inhabitants of the world. Don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
Cool. I don't want to be touched either. So then tell me why. If I have a no touching rule, why don't y'all have a no touching rule? Because why this person in the yellow shirt walked up to me specifically, because I took the picture, and said, please ask permission to take pictures. And I go, I mean, they work here, right? Like they're part of the. Yeah, but you have to ask permission. No, I don't. Let me tell you this. No, I don't. Okay. I wasn't being lewd or belligerent or anything like that. I simply was taking a picture of their cool ass costumes, and the way that they're sitting on the car kind of reminded me of like movie scene, whatever.
Yeah,
in a like a dystopian.
Like that. It was a fucking
right. It's like
car.
A dystopian universe. It's like New York, but on Mars, right? What New York would be built up into is Mars or whatever, right? And so I took a picture of that, and then I got approached by that person in the yellow shirt who ruined the picture, by the way.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, you ruined the scenery. Just stand over there, okay? Just go stand over there. First of all, second of all, if you work in a place, you guys disagree with me in the comments if you want to, but if you work in a place like this where it's like an interactive museum, there are lots of jobs there. As you can see, two of them right there. There were two jobs right there in that picture. There's lots of jobs there. There's a cashier job. There's a door check job. There's a information desk job. There's a coat check job. There's lots of jobs, and many of those jobs don't require much attention from the public to you. The only attention you're going to get from the public, is that of an exchange of like information or money, right? That's it. So you are not going to get pictures taken of you. Nobody wants a picture of you, coat check guy. Nobody wants a picture of you. But if you get hired and you choose the job that is dressing up into a character and being a part of the art, expect people to take pictures of you.
Right?
I'm not going to ask you permission. I pay $50 to get in here. I'm not asking permission.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't touch you.
Why are they there if they're not?
Why are you there if you're not supposed to? Right. You're a part of the installation at that point.
Wouldn't you want your picture to be taken?
It harshed my heart. I'm not going to lie.
And so, yeah, I don't know. It was
a weird thing.
If that's a thing, then it should be included in the
spiel on the way up the fucking elevator.
If you feel the need
she was like, you can't get back down to earth on this elevator, so you have to take a different way back down to earth. Like, literally, it was like all of this whole thing. Like, you got on the elevator and the woman was like a part of the scenery. Like, she was, if we had taken a picture of her, it would have been, you know, like she was part of it. She wasn't dressed in any sort of way, but she was like, she had a script and everything.
Yeah, she was dressed like a elevator operator.
Yeah, like, yeah. And like, and when you go into like the restaurant or whatever, it's all like space food or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
It's like Disney on acid, y'all. It's just like the way that Disney sets things up to you're in their world.
And there's like a storyline and a thing to follow. There's a mystery to solve, actually. In I don't ever solve it because I'm too high for that shit. But people literally go there and like follow the clues and like go into each space and like, you know, and it's and you can do that over time. You don't have to do that like in one visit. So there are people that go there over a few visits to figure out the story or the whatever. I'm not gonna do that because I just came to like impress my eyeballs and laugh. That's why I came here.
Some of the art there is, it's like it is
so aside from that lady harshed by high, we have a bunch of other stuff too. So this lady right here in the yellow can get bent. That's how I feel about it. Okay, but yeah, look how they're dressed too. They're part of anyways. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. Let's see. We have this lovely work of art. It had 3 sets of titties.
Oh, we saw the bra. Did I see?
You saw the bra on there. There was a bra with like 3. It was like a Total Recall. Oh yeah, like Total Recall. Like there's some scenes in Total Recall that whole scene that we were in where we got told not to take the pictures or whatever the fuck. That it reminded me of that. It reminded me of like a Total Recall situation. All of these characters, this one's name is Fig, right?
That one is not Fig.
Oh no.
That might be like Fig's uncle or something.
So there's a sloth named Fig. They all have character names. I don't know what they are, but I wanted to take one of these home.
I know, they should have been at this shop.
They are so cute. What a cute little guy. And it should have like it should be like a crocheted little outfit, right? And then a little bare body or whatever the fuck this thing is inside of it, a plushie, right? And it should have something where you can hang it on the wall too, because that's where they live. Or they live on the tree. They live on the tree. What's the comment?
So you can go to all the they have places to scan the artists, because obviously it's a collaboration of artists, right?
Yeah, it's a whole collab. Oh, this is the pizza that we had for breakfast for my birthday on Sunday. It was so good. We got the sausage variety.
How it's layered.
This one right here. Point to the. Yeah, there you go. This looked like a bunch of, it looked like dogs with penis heads to me.
Like a whole nother version of Cerberus.
Were they moving? No, I thought.
Baby, for you.
So then we got this guy was moving for sure. It was like it reminded me like of a Back to the Future situation, right?
Yeah.
His mouth was moving. He was serving popcorn and a drink.
Boar.
Yeah. This thing was moving.
Yeah. No.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I have a video of it moving. Maybe.
Okay. I did not see it moving, but I don't think when I was watching it, I took my picture, it was lit up. So maybe it moved at certain times.
Maybe it did something.
Yeah, maybe at certain times because you walk closer to it than I did.
You guys, you can't trust what I'm trying to say here because I was definitely tripping. This thing was cool from the top and from the bottom.
Wow. See, I have a totally different picture of that bad boy. That one looks crazy. Yours looks. Wow.
I want to print this and hang it up, but I want to Photoshop these motherfuckers out of it. Like, what are you doing?
We could do that.
What are you doing enjoying this museum? Get out of my picture.
I'll take out the whole fence.
I think this is a twiddle picture, I want to say. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that love picture. This little guy was fascinating me. They did have him, but so this had the plushie of it didn't look as good as the actual art
because it wasn't as 3D. It wasn't. It was just a flat rendition of it.
This thing was so cool, and then it had it wasn't something you could hug or anything.
If they had it like textured like that,
yeah.
I would love to see the fan art that comes from this. Because it's always great to see how
other people interpret it. Yeah,
or we'll recreate it. Not
that's concert. Mm-hmm. Oh, I think that was all the pictures we brought from that.
It is.
We should put more. Sure. Let's see. Let's pull this down.
I could do that while we're talking.
There's so much more to see. There's that one with all the heads and the arms and the legs, the body, and that right below the penis dogs.
Mm-hmm. That one's. I saw that one on your.
There's so many cool things. Yeah, go check out my page, CannaQueen DGO. I posted a lot of it there. I tagged us in it for sure. So we could probably repost that on our pages. We've already smoked through our second blunt, and it's not even 40 minutes. So that's fun. So it's a really good time with that one exception of like, listen, if you're part of the art installation, why does it do that? I don't know, but I'm going to take you out of here because, there you go. Okay. But you can still hear me over there. Okay. But if you're part of the art installation, then you should expect to have your picture taken. That's just the part of it.
I don't know. I can't add pictures. I don't know how to turn off the sound, like on my phone.
Oh, I don't either.
Or you just have to give me a minute, and it's gonna echo until I can. It's like stressing me out but I
don't stress out about it. This is not a stressed out show.
But
if you guys want to see more pictures of what Meow Wolf was doing, go check it out. Go check them out. I posted all that stuff. I posted a lot of it on my page. It was just a good time. It's really interesting. I love those types of interactive ones. I will say though, I think they change it up every so often too, so it doesn't get stale, But I will say that the one when I went to Santa Fe a couple years ago, that one was more like floor interactive. Like there was more spaces to lay down on the floor, crawl around on the stuff. Where this one you had to be on your feet more, which is fine, but I wanted to sit down a lot because I was like, my body was like, I wanted to roll, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to touch things, like
it would have been more. There was not places to just chill, and the places that there were like chairs or whatnot, they looked more like photo opportunities, so people were waiting to get a picture there. So it's not like you could just chill. which again,
and the one in Santa Fe, in a lot of these spaces, it would be like one party at a time. So there weren't long lines or anything when we went, but you'd have to wait your turn to go in so people could experience the interactive part with their party, with their group, with the people they came with.
Yeah, and I guess that's the same, like as far as like waiting to get into the truck.
Yeah, but like a lot of people didn't wait because there was nothing telling them to do it, so they didn't do it.
Right.
They would just like when we were sitting at the bar, people just came up and hung out. It was like a trailer, right? Or a living space where you could just like go in and I think somebody was missing. So somebody was missing. And I think that in this world, in this space world, and I think that those might have probably been his living quarters or something. So there's like clues throughout, and there's like a number you can call to like report any or like get updates or whatever. There was like that one phone.
Yeah, there were payphones everywhere.
Payphones everywhere. You pick it up and you could put a number in, but the message on the one phone that I did that with was so low I could barely hear. I couldn't hear. I could just barely make out that a woman was speaking and with a British-ish accent.
I see, and I did not know any of this going into this. I just went with the flow.
There's like a whole house at the one in Santa Fe. They've built a house inside of the thing, and you can like walk up on the floor, different floors. Right. It's like a 2-story house inside of the museum.
Gosh, I feel like we were walking. Obviously, it was crazy because it went from like natural to city, like smashed together. Like there were definitely the one area where was like a bunch of stuff from Denver, as well as like signage and everything. Like it got smushed into an area. So it was cool. Like that was my first Meow Wolf experience, and I will it was definitely there were a lot of textures. That was, I feel like, that to touching, there was a lot of touching.
There was a lot of that.
And so,
but also I didn't want to touch a lot of it.
Exactly. I was like, also I just don't want
to. For several reasons. There was that at one point I looked over, I just looked behind me, and then I looked back like this, and my brain said, there's a German Shepherd running towards you. And I said, what? And I looked back again, and it was a small child.
It was a child.
A little blonde girl.
A little blonde.
In a Christmas looking dress,
in a reddish colored,
like a plaid Christmas looking dress.
Plaid looking, but also in knowing children, she was like, that's the dress I'm gonna wear.
Yeah. She's like, this is it. But I was like, what brain? And I looked over and it was a child, and I was like, oh. Because I was like, when did they start letting German Shepherds run around?
No service jacket or anything.
I mean, it was running loose in my brain. My brain was like,
that dog was running at us. Yes, it was running at us.
It wasn't coming at a very fast pace, but it
was not a German Shepherd.
It was not a German Shepherd, and it was a child coming at us. I mean, she was making a pretty good clip. She was running. But yeah,
German Shepherd pace.
She was 2-legged German Shepherds. So it was a great weekend. And then we came back yesterday, had some Portillo's Italian beef, and passed out. It was a great day. I enjoyed myself so immensely. And I want to say thank you to everybody who extended birthday wishes. I appreciate y'all. I feel special all the time, but it's pretty cool. So, what else do we want to do today? We have,
we have a women's history.
Let's do that. Because we have, let's say we have 15 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. A little bit. I want to do this Black history. Mary Ellen Pleasant is both women's history and Black history, and then we can maybe go on that list or whatever. So I might have to lean up for this because my eyes are good, but they're not this good.
Mine are not that good.
So I'm just definitely gonna have to lean up for this, but she's just brilliant, and we're gonna talk about her. Let's see, we're gonna share this page. Yep. Okay, great. Let me lean up because I can't read that from here. Okay. So she was a 19th century entrepreneur, financier, real estate magnate, and abolitionist. She was arguably the first self-made millionaire of African American heritage, preceding Madam C.J. Walker by decades. She identified herself as a capitalist by profession. In an 1890 United States Census, her aim was to earn as much money as she was able to help as many people as she could. With her riches, she was able to provide transportation, housing, and food for survival. She trained people how to stay safe, succeed, carry themselves, and more. The one-woman social agency served African Americans before and during the Civil War, as well as meeting a different set of needs after emancipation. She worked on the Underground Railroad and expanded it westward during the California Gold Rush era. She was a friend and financial supporter, of John Brown, and was well known among abolitionists. She helped women who lived in California during the California Gold Rush stay safe and become self-sufficient. And after the Civil War, she won several civil rights victories that resulted in her being called the mother of human rights in California. Legal battles, though, had mixed results. Realizing that she was in a tenuous position as a Black woman who had gained political and financial power, she sought ways to blend it into the culture of the times. She portrayed herself as a housekeeper and a cook long after she was wealthy, but she used these roles to get to know wealthy citizens and gain information for her investments. In the 1870s, she made an acquaintance of Thomas Bell, a wealthy banker and capitalist. That's why that picture came up as him. And who helped her make money and keep her riches and true financial status a secret. She spent her money and developed the plans to build a large mansion that outwardly was to seem as if it was Bell's residence. She assumed the role of housekeeper for the Bells, but it was not a secret in the city that she actually ran the household, managed the servants, and also managed the relationships among the Bells. Author Edward White said of her, as an entrepreneur, civil rights activist, and benefactor, Mary Ellen Pleasant made a name and a fortune for herself in the Gold Rush era San Francisco, shattering racial taboos. There's so much more to learn about her. Definitely take a look at articles about her. The reason I came across her was I was looking at Reddit, and it said that she would secretly, as a housekeeper, listen to the rich people who own the house to figure out how to invest her money properly so that she could become rich. And I was like, fucking brilliant. Just to be all up in their business without them knowing.
Fly on the wall.
So crazy to me.
Yep.
So yeah, I just wanted to highlight her today. We are sticking to our guns today a little bit. So we're just gonna get through our show notes, not in a bad way, in a great way. And then we're going to go take a nap. I did want to mention this story because it's, so we're just going to do some news stories. This one's a really sad one. So, get your tissue boxes out. Let me share this story with you guys. Let me present. I shared this on my page earlier this week. Dr. Raphael McCullum has passed away. He was 92 years old. He is known as the father of cannabis research, rather. He began conducting and pioneering scientific experiments with cannabis in the 1960s. His research team was the first to isolate THC among other cannabinoids, and in later years, his research played a key role in the discovery of the endogenous cannabinoids and the receptors. So he is part of the reason that we know anything about our endocannabinoid system, the endocannabinoids that are floating around in our body and being useful. For nearly 5 decades, he served on the faculty of Hebrew University in Jerusalem. In the 1990s, he was among the founding members of the International Cannabinoid Research Society and the International Association for Cannabinoid Medicines. Upon learning of the news of his passing, the Hebrew University president, Asher Cohen, said most of the human and scientific knowledge about cannabis was accumulated thanks to Professor McCollum. He paved the way for groundbreaking studies and initiated scientific cooperation between researchers around the world. McCollum was a sharp-minded and charismatic pioneer. This is a sad day for the academic community and the university. I send my sincere condolences to his family. Additionally, Dr. Dale Geiringer, we're going to go with that. Apologies if I mispronounce it. Who is a normal board member, said that Dr. Raphael McCollum was the premier cannabinoid scientist of our time. He pioneered the discovery of cannabinoids, endocannabinoids, and their receptors. No one knew more about cannabinoid chemistry or was more delighted to share his knowledge with others than Dr. McCollum. He will be sorely missed. Dr. McCollum's work has freed a lot of people. He freed people from pain, discomfort, suffering, imprisonment, and irrational negativity. He was a wonderful person. This is the author of Marijuana Gateway to Health. So sad. If you get a chance to kind of watch that video, I would definitely take a look. He also was a scientist in other regards, is like he studied other things. He researched cancer treatments, and I believe he was the scientist that was researching actual urine, urine as a cure for cancer, and he was actually getting some positive results from the research that he was doing, but the FDA, I believe it was the FDA, indicted him in the United States, and he was unable to continue his research. But he was basically finding a cure for cancer through something that we all produce, and the FDA put a stop to it.
Oh yeah, no,
because you cannot cure cancer.
No,
it is not allowed. Which is why cannabis is not being fully legalized across the country as well. It's because what if we have the cure? What if we have a potential cure for cancer? And there's some anecdotal evidence that we do. So rest in power, sir. He was an amazing scientist, and he brought us a lot of knowledge that we're going to be able to build upon for years, for decades. Can't go nowhere without talking about this bullshit right here. Real proud of y'all. So I guess Oklahoma just decided not to vote, but we kind of knew this was going to happen. We talked about it a little bit whenever we said that this election is on March 7th, and then we totally forgot, or March 8th, right?
It was a Tuesday, so
it was a Tuesday. So we were on Monday, which was the 7th. No, the 6th. We were on the 6th, and there was an election on the 7th, and we forgot to mention it on the 6th. And y'all, I don't know, maybe not y'all specifically, but Oklahoma in general did not go vote. This ballot was rejected.
Well, they said about 800.
Yeah, they had. It was decided against 62% to 38%. So let's see. A majority of voters decided Tuesday against the citizens-initiated measure. So Oklahoma, in the comments, do you think it was because of low voter turnout, or do you think that it was because people didn't understand what they were voting for, or maybe it was just not a good bill, because we didn't really discuss this bill too much. The vote took place in a special election, which I feel like in special elections, there's usually low voter turnout because people don't realize that they're happening. So it took place in a special election in an unusual circumstance that may have impacted its chances of success. So even in this article, they're saying, hey, this is probably part of the reason. Mm-hmm. In July, advocates for SQ 820 turned in nearly twice the total number of signatures necessary to qualify the initiative for the 2022 ballot. However, the Secretary of State's office took an excessive amount of time to ultimately verify proponent signatures. Opponents of the measure then filed a series of questionable legal challenges, litigating various facets of the campaign, including challenging the initiative's summary language. Although justices ultimately dismissed those challenges, they did so after time had lapsed for the state's officials to include it on the 2022 ballot. So in October, Governor Kevin Stitt issued the executive proclamation calling for this week's special election. Okay. The governor had been vocal in his opposition to legalization, so he's probably the reason they were dragging their feet. And now this is just like, oh, sorry, here you go.
Knowing how it works,
right? Stating that it's not right for Oklahoma, and then this just right. He's going to say that this proves his point. He's going to say, "We tried. This proves my point." It doesn't prove your point. It was a special election that probably had lower voter turnout than it would have had if it had been on the November ballot, because everybody was voting in November, so it would have been, anyways. Okay, so. Back to the story. Several other prominent members of the Republican Party, including U.S. Senator James Langford. You guys write these names down. Make sure you do not ever vote for them again. Langford and Attorney General Genter Drummond publicly opined against the initiative. Like, why? It's a fuck. We know why. I just said why. In the previous segment, in the previous story. We know why. Because Big Pharma has their pockets filled with money. Okay. In 2018, Oklahoma's voted in favor of allowing medical cannabis. So what makes you think that they would vote against? They wouldn't. It was low voter turnout for sure. The state now has one of the most robust medical marijuana programs in the nation, and an estimated 400,000 residents are registered to access cannabis from state licensed dispensaries. Those who engaged in marijuana-related activities but who are not registered in the state's medical program face some of the strictest penalties in the nation, with adults convicted of either growing or selling, even in small amounts of cannabis for non-medical purposes, facing up to life in prison. So listen, so they're like, double dipping. They're like, if you pay, then you can be legal. And if you don't pay, we're going to put you in prison, because we didn't end prohibition. We just said this can operate here.
Right.
They didn't end prohibition at all whatsoever.
Get your medical card.
Get your medical card in Oklahoma. And here's what's going to also happen is that right. So Kevin Stitt now has a thing where you can say, we're not ready for blah, blah, blah. Then the SQ initiative, right, they're going to have to also collect those signatures again. And then if Governor Stitt is still in office, when we collect those signatures, which he will be, right? He might be up for re-election, but he will be in office. 2024, right? Yes. So he might be up for re-election, but he will be in office. He's going to drag his fucking feet again about getting those signatures approved or whatever so that they can get onto the ballot. He's going to do it again.
Vicious cycle.
Stop electing them. They don't care about you. None of them do, honestly, but like at least elect people who are somewhat willing to listen to you. And I'm not saying Democrats. Never did you hear me say that ever. But also, I think that we should use our power to elect who we want and not who they tell us that we have to vote for. So if you, like, not all states have this, but if you have the power in your state to do write-ins, I think really a big initiative push should be, we don't have nothing to smoke. We smoked both of our shits before we got here. So happy 420 West Coast. Holla, holla. What was I saying? Legalize cannabis. That's what I was saying. Stop electing these motherfuckers that aren't going to legalize cannabis. And honestly, what I was saying is we should, in a beautiful, perfect world, we would have a push initiative to elect the person we want to. Like in a beautiful, perfect world, Bernie Sanders would have been elected president, right? Instead of them saying that Hillary Clinton was our choice. And which like fucking changed the course of things. It just like really like, and they knew nobody was going to vote for her. They knew that. And also, no shade on Bernie Sanders. I love Bernie Sanders. I think he's a fighter for the people. But at this point right now, and at that point too, but at this point right now, especially, no, we can't elect him. We have to stop electing your grandparents.
Yeah. I mean, but here we have Biden on the...
Yeah, stop electing your grandparents.
But
look at him. Look at your grandpa up on the stage. Look at him. Look at him. You want your grandpa running the country? Look at him. Look what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's smelling women's hair
and the people
in public,
and the people behind him. Same.
So okay. So what I'm saying though is like definitely put some thought into the people whose names, whose bubbles you fill in on those ballots, and for the ballot initiatives too. They're very important to your life. If you want to take control of your life, you can. You just have to really be serious about those things. You have to vote in every election, even if you don't think it's super important. If you don't think it's important, no, I've always thought that about Biden. I've always thought that about him, and I've never thought that we should elect our. Why? Like when I look at, I love my mother, but should she be in charge of a country? No. Like you know what I'm saying? You're electing the Walmart greeter to run the fucking country. And there's nothing wrong with the Walmart greeter, except that I don't want them running the country because they have very, very decided views
and limited.
And they're not going to like they're already set in those. They're not going to listen to anybody else because they know it's right, because they're the old people. Like, respect your elders. I know what I'm doing. I'm not going to listen to what you want. I know what the right way is. This is the way we did it back in my day. It ain't back in your day no more, boo.
And that wasn't super successful in
also
some respect. So
like our my parents and some of y'all's grandparents are the reason why we're in this situation to begin with, because what happened was boomers got all of this great shit, and then they elected people and got in the mind that other people shouldn't have that shit. So the people that they elected took all that shit away, and that's why they have to work at Walmart. I mean, usually, probably. You know what I'm saying? But the reason he's at Walmart to begin with is because of the shitty choices he made when he was our age. So why would we want him in office? You know what I'm saying? You guys, anyways, okay.
All right.
Next segment. Would you rather? First of all, this show is brought to you by CQ LLC. CQ LLC is a consulting and education company in cannabis. We are RVT, responsible vendor training certified. We comply with all Colorado state laws and regulations. We help train employees hands-on to do compliant work, or we can do a class, either one. So we can be there to show them exactly how to go through the steps, or we could do a class. One costs more than the other. Just keep that in mind. Mitigate risks for you and your business, promote best practices, and enhance public health and safety. 970-426-5985 is where you can find us. This show is also brought to you by Queen Kitty. Pop this kitty, put it in your mouth. No THC, no sugar, no sweeteners, absolutely no yak in the back, which is probably my favorite thing about it. It's organically grown hemp and natural botanical flavors. It's sold in all of these places in Colorado down here. And you can find us at queenkittyseltzer.com or solo.to/queenkittyseltzer. That's where you can find all of our social media. Follow us, like us, share us, tell people about us, and check out our website. Get you some merch, get you some cans. We are going to be at the Greenest Green Party on Sunday, March 26th. From 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. It is an industry, cannabis industry night type of event. So there's going to be a lot of vendors there. The location is to be announced. To get tickets, you can scan this QR code if you can see it. And if not, we're going to post some stuff on our page. So just keep an eye out. You got to follow us. www.queenkittyseltzer.com or solo.to/queenkittyseltzer. Queen Kitty Seltzer. Pop this kitty. Put it in your mouth. Make yourself a kitty tail.
Meow meow.
It's a kitty tail. It's like a cocktail without the cock.
And better.
Obviously better. So we did that. Okay. We just have one would you rather today because we felt like that was enough. So would you rather hold on. Would you rather live underground, Hunger Games style, District 13, or have to live underwater in a pineapple under the sea? Do you want to live underwater or do you want to live under the ground?
Y'all know my answer, or should know my answer if we've talked. Not water.
Yeah, like how do we live? Like, does it when the dome breaks? But also,
I mean, are you like Sandy with the bubble? Yeah.
Right. Or are you living in a dome city underwater? Because we couldn't survive above anymore.
Well, if it's like in a pineapple under the sea, then I would assume you can just breathe underwater.
I'm not assuming that. I'm assuming apocalyptic experiences here. I'm assuming that we can't be above ground anymore. We can't be up here anymore.
Air breathing.
We can't air breathe up here. So here's the underground. Little Bobby Customs says underground. I say also underground, but like both of them have their risks, right? If the dome cracks, everybody dies, right? But also if the system, the ventilation system breaks down, everybody dies.
I mean, I guess you can have contingency plans for either place, but which one's your emergency plans?
You know, like in a cave, when people are like, you know, doing their job, like coal miners and stuff like that. And then if the integrity of the space collapses in, but underground for sure, we would go I mean, if it's District 13 style, they got it on lock. They figured it out. So hopefully, you know,
they got it like feet down,
like scientifically, they're like, we can live for this long without these systems running. And so we have this long to get these systems back up and running. It's crazy. I would also do underground. I don't think I could, because when you drive, like when I used to live in Virginia, you had to drive through those tunnels and they would be under the water, and it would freak me out just to see water in the tunnel. Like, what is there a crack in this shit? Because if there's a crack in here,
nope.
Y'all just go around. Just go over or around. I don't know about going over either. I don't like a long bridge either.
Is that an option? I mean, as well, or is it?
No, it's all underwater.
It's all underwater.
No, it's all underwater. Yeah.
See, and it
freaks me out. There are some bridges for sure. There are in other places, but like it's just like when you got to go to a certain place, you got to go through the tunnel. Yeah. So Yeah, it's free. It's freaky. But also in the same token, I don't like it that Colorado and other places bust a hole in the mountain.
Yeah. That's like engineering at its height, right? Like you've just changed the structure of the mountain that is humongous on top.
I sent you this. I was watching this girl. Like, what right do we have, honestly? I was watching this girl on TikTok. I sent it to you. And she said that, when she gets really frustrated, she likes to go be one with nature. And so, like, oftentimes she'll go to like a park or like a forest or something, and she'll go just be with nature. But she didn't have time to do that or something. There was some reason that she couldn't go to a park or whatever. Maybe she was like new in town and hadn't figured out that. Well, anyways, it doesn't matter. There was a reason why she couldn't do that. And so she just went and looked outside, and there was like a bunch of trees like in her backyard, kind of foresty, right? And she went to go sit with one, and she was like, yo, that tree was like, get the fuck off me. Get the fuck off me. And then she like told this whole story about the energy that she was feeling from these trees, that they were kind of like hating on her. And then she realized that she was living in a house on their land. And that in order for her to be in that house, there were losses of their trees. Other trees.
Yeah.
So like, while I appreciate my house and I love I say it almost every day. I wake up or before I go to bed, I say I love this house so much. Yeah, like what right do we have? Anyways, that's a sad way to end the show, but
we are one with nature. Nature will do its thing.
You guys, we don't have again anything to light. We smoked we just chiefed them down too. But be nice to yourself. Make sure you put on your mask before assisting others. You can't outpour from an empty cup.
Cultivate love.
I didn't drink none of these bottles of water.
Bring it to you. I know you're like.
Bring me 2 bottles of water. Hydrate.
Oh my gosh, ladies here to let us know it's time to go. Cultivate love. Bring it to you.
And stay lifted.
Stay lifted, y'all.
We're gonna smoke another one. Don't worry about us. Oh, you know what? I'm a lie. I have one. Hold on. We can't.
Oh, hold on.
We can't leave without smoking.
I'm leaving.
These are special because they're more sleepy time. But we want to take a nap anyway.
Oh, well, sleepy time it is.
Yeah. So there it is. We can't leave the show without smoking.
Thank you all for joining us for our birthday weekend recap. We appreciate y'all for session with us. We love it.
Yeah, thanks for loving us. We love you guys back. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you on Wednesday. I don't have a guest lined up yet, but we are working on a few people that might get in. So we'll see what happens. If not, it'll be an interesting show nonetheless. As always, see you on Wednesday, 4:20 Mountain Standard Time. Tell your friends, share, like, follow, all that stuff. Time to go.